Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. You know how late at night you find yourself scrolling on TikTok? Well, I found a bunch of nail art tips and tricks that I wanted to put to the test. So today we are testing out some TikTok nail art. You know the drill, subscribe if you want to. I do upload every other day, and let's jump into the tutorial. So I did want to give a quick shout out to Madam Glam for sending me all of the products I used in today's video. No, this is not sponsored, but I did want to try their stuff together. Specifically with nail polishes, I have noticed that most brands tend to work better with their own formulas. So for all of the different nail art, I used the base and no wipe top coat, this nude shade. I'm going to list everything down below because I didn't realize the bottles were upside down. Mother Chucker red. I used perfect white, perfect black. And then I did end up using two glittery shades, one of which was this beautiful champagne micro glitter, and one that was a little bit of a chunkier green. And this is going to give us all of our holiday nail art designs today. So I did start by doing a quick base coat on every single nail. I do go nice and slow, and then I'll fast forward through the rest so you guys can see, but making sure I have a nice thin layer. You don't want any pooling of the polish or it will definitely clump up or bubble or ripple, and nobody wants that. So I did just quickly do the top coat and cured all of them together. For top coat, I do like to cure for 1 minute. With this mini lamp that they sent me, the little button on top, if you push it once, it's a 45-second cure, and if you push it twice, it's a 60-second cure. So I love that it is on a timer. Plus, it means that I can cure on camera for you guys, and you can actually see it. Once the top coat is done, I did prep out all 4 nails together. So I decided for this I wanted to do one base in nude, one in red, one in black, and one in white. That way each of the designs could be featured on a different background. So I did start off by doing the nude first, and then you guys will see me do all of the other ones in a little bit of a faster succession. And I did want to make sure while I was doing all of the base coats that I did nice thin layers of this as well. Something that you can do super quickly is ruin a nail by going way too thick on your polish. So I did one thin layer, and you'll notice at this point I'm basically pulling polish off. And then I cured this for 90 seconds. I'm sorry, I cured this for a minute. And I don't remember if you guys are going to see that on camera or not, but you know how it is. I'll let you know if I change anything. And then I did actually go in and did a second coat after I cured. So each of these is in 2 coats of gel polish just to make it nice and thick. The opacity was nice, but I will be completely honest, once I did the first coat, I realized that I wanted it to be a little bit thicker, so I went in with a second. We're going to do the red design first, which I did more of like a Geode Design. So you guys will see I pull in a resin plate just to work off of, and I did like a marble geode swirl. So this is a super simple design that I love doing, where I'll just take 3 or 4 different colors. In this case, I used the green, the champagne, and some white. And then I just kind of swirl them together and marble them onto the top of the nail. Now the key to getting a design like this to look really good is making sure that your actual design is swirled and dynamic. You'll notice when I first did it, I needed to add a little more green because it was a little bit too white, and we want to have that dimension. And on top of the red nail, I don't think I did it on camera, but I put down a coat of the top coat, and that's what I'm kind of melting this design into. So I'm almost scooping it up and depositing it onto the nail. And then you'll notice that I'm going to kind of rotate the direction of my brush and pull from the side. And what that's going to do is give us those areas where the marbling almost changes direction. And I thought this looked super pretty and almost like a garland. And then I just feathered out some of the glitter on the edges, and you'll see it a little bit better in the reveal shots at the end. And once this was done, I just cured it and top coated it. For the next design, I took the white nail, and we're just going to do some super simple stripes to make a tree design. So I did 5 stripes with the green, and then I went in and I did another stripe in between each of those 5 stripes with the gold and the white. I did want to make sure that it had a nice tapered effect. I do think that if I was to do this design again, I would go a little bit thinner on the green specifically, because at the end it felt like a lot of green. And you'll see in that corner I did just wipe off my brush with a lint-free wipe just to make sure that everything stayed nice and clean. And then we go back in and make our second layer of stripes. Now you'll notice that this layer of stripe is almost bleeding into the green, which is totally fine because we are going to end up striping this a little bit later. So I do want to make sure that I have these nice thin layers. If you don't want to do this with glitter, you can do this with like a solid colored polish. I liked the glitter, so I just wiped off my brush, and you'll notice I'm just going to go from the bottom straight up and stripe through, which is going to give us that garlanded tree effect. And then just to make it pop a little bit more, I did pop a tiny gold star on the top of the tree, which is just going to give us a little bit of extra pizzazz. Now, these are super lightweight. I'll link down below where I got them on Amazon, but they're so lightweight that I actually cure them into the polish, and then I'll just cap them with no wipe top coat, and they don't go anywhere. With a lot of these type of applications, you do want to make sure that you're using like a glue of some sort or an adhesive, but I don't even need it when I work with stuff like this. So you'll notice one thick coat of the no wipe glossy top coat, and then I'm going to grab a couple pearls and round beads just to give us that ornament effect. I did have some that were metallic and some that were a little frosted because I did want to make sure that we had a little bit of a dimension in there. And I love how this nail turned out. I think it had some nice dimension to it. I think it had some nice texture. And I definitely wouldn't do this on 10 nails, but I think this would be a really cute accent nail. 2 minutes in the lamp, and it is done. Next, we're going to do a present, which I thought would be really cute. This is super simple. Again, we're making a square out of champagne glitter, nice and simple. I do have these teardrop-shaped silver beads or gems, whatever you want to call them. So I did use those to make a bow because I thought it would be so much easier than doing the other way around and doing it with like a stencil. I always want to go easy, work smart, not hard. So once I figured out where the circle was, I just went in with those appliques on top. But I did feel like it was missing something, so I did grab a dotting tool and I made some little like snowflake polka dots on the rest of the nail, just because I felt like it was missing a little bit of texture, and the nail felt a little plain with just the present. So we went in with some snow dots, is the best way I can explain it, and then we went in with that bow design in the top coat, just like we did before. Super simple, and then curing that for another like 90 seconds just to make sure that it was perfect, and then I was really happy with how it turned out. You'll notice these little teardrops are just super cute for getting like a bow design, and you don't even have to think about it, which is nice. You can totally freehand this or stencil this or do this however you want, but I like this like raised ribbon present design so much more than the alternative. And then clearly we just did a tiny bit more of no wipe top coat just to get it perfect. For the last nail design, I am doing these two little ornaments on the black base. I find that glitter and reflective things just pop really well over black polish. So I used a dotting tool to get a nice even circle, and I did want the ornaments to be different sizes. So I did a smaller green ornament followed by a slightly larger champagne ornament. I did want to make sure that these were different sizes because it gave it a little bit more texture. And you'll notice I'm using very little pressure and the side of the dotting tool just to make sure that I'm almost building up and beating that up. So when you look at the nail from the side, there's a little bit of height to it, giving it a little bit more dimension than just a flat ornament. And then once I find that I have the texture and dimension, I did flash cure the first one and then the second one before I went into the actual design of the ornament, which I did with these tiny little square applicators as well. Again, finding these simple shapes is super easy when you don't want to freehand something or you want to give it dimension, especially on something like an ornament where there's a metal ring that would typically hold the ornament in place over the glittery ball. So we made the glittery ball out of glitter, and then we added that cute little stenciled square of metal. And then I'm going to take some no wipe top coat and put that on the entire nail and encapsulate that metal. And then what I wanted to do was take a line art brush, and I'm going to take a tiny bit of white polish, and I'm actually going to pull that through the top coat before I cure it. If you want to do line work, it's a lot easier, in my opinion, when you want something super fine, to actually stencil it into your top coat, because you'll see it gives it more of like a smoky effect, because I don't want to stripe. I don't want this to be like a super visible line. I want it to almost be like the wire that you actually use to hang an ornament. So we're just going through and getting that whispery fishing line wire type effect before we cure the whole thing for a few more 90 seconds. And here are the finished nails based on our TikTok hacks. So I think the present is probably my favorite, but I do love how all of them came out. What I like about these is I always go extra with a lot of bling, and you know how my nails are. So for this, I really enjoyed that it was a little bit simpler, a little bit more cartoony, a little line arty, you know, something a little bit more accessible and easier to do. Definitely, like I said, I would do a little bit less green on the tree. And now that I'm seeing the marbling all done again, I would probably go in with a darker color, like a dark green or a black, just to give it a little more texture in that marbled effect. But it really does look like a little bit of a wreath or garland, so I am quite happy with it. Let me know down below what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe because I do upload every other day, and that'll be the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. So thanks again, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!